Hello, this is Joanne Hewins from LoveToCreate.typepad.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Today I'm taking part in the Color Fusers blog hop. We are using the colors Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, and Smoky Slate. So this is the card that I made, and it's a gatefold card and has a belly band around it to hold it shut. So you pull off the belly band and then open up the card. So I wanted to show you how to make this. We're going to start with a regular, well, let's talk about the stamp set first. We're going to use the Dear Doily Bundle, which is the Dear Doily stamp set, and the Doily Builder Thinlits. And these items can be found in the Occasions catalog, and they're back near the back on page 47, so you can find them there. Now let's get back to this. This is the regular card size, which is 5.5 by 8.5, but we're going to score this a little bit differently. Now all of the measurements, or quite a few today, are on my blog post, and I will link that, so don't worry about it. We'll just make the card. So we're going to start with the first score at 2 1/8. Now the next score would be at 6 3/8. And you can do it by moving it over. It's just as easy to turn the paper all the way around and do 2 1/8 again. And that gives you your 4 1/4 across here that you usually have for your card front. So we're going to go ahead and pull in our bone folder, and we will burnish our folds. And then the next thing we're going to do is bring in our Smoky Slate panel. We're going to need 2 of these, and they are cut at 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. And we're just going to adhere those to the front of the card. And yes, I did just turn over a plain piece of paper to put tape on the back of it. How many of you do that? Okay, so we'll place this panel down. And then we'll place the other one down. All right, now we're going to do a little bit of stamping for the front panels of the card. They're going to be cut out of the Highland Heather. These two are 1 3/4 by 5 1/8. And to stamp these, I'm just going to bring in another piece of paper, and I'm going to put a little bit of tape behind each of these and just try to get some of that sticky off of it. And then I'm going to lay these side by side. And I use the tape just to try to keep those from moving. All right, so I'm going to pull in the largest doily stamp in my Gorgeous Grape, and we'll stamp this up. Now for a larger stamp, I usually turn the pad over. So I'm just going to turn that over and stamp it good. And then we're just going to randomly stamp over the front of this card. And then when we put these together, it's going to look like they were stamped as one, because they actually were stamped as one. Uh-oh. You can see I got a little bit of a boo-boo up there. Always remember to stamp, tap, tap, tap. And when you stamp, it's best to go down and straight up without any kind of rocking. And that will help with that a little bit. But you can see even people who have stamped a long time still do that. Okay, I'm going to pull these up. And we'll add these to the paper. Now when we do, we want to make sure that we match those up. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one down. And then I'm going to go ahead and get this one. And I don't know if anyone would notice that those are stamped that way or not, but I know, and I think it's kind of neat. So there's the outside part. We'll go ahead now and work on our belly band. Now for this, I have a strip of paper that is 1 1/4 by 10. And I've already scored it at 3 and again at 7 1/4. But what I'm going to do is, I just realized I forgot a supply. What I'm going to do is take my card and kind of bend that around it because I want to make sure that I'm going to be able to slip it on and off. So if you will excuse me just one moment. I sincerely apologize. You don't know how hard it is to try to remember everything that you need for one of these videos. And my time is a little bit crunched right now. So I'm going to take some tear-in tape and just add that there. And let me just use these to try to get that up. And I want to roll these ends back that I went too long. And let's bring this back in. And so we have that done. And now we're going to work on our decoration of the belly band. Now you'll notice that I did it to the front. The back looks nice and smooth, but we're going to add our decoration here, and that's going to cover up that line, and that way it looks smooth all the way around. Okay, so the next thing we're going to work on is cutting out our doilies, and for that we're going to be using some gorgeous grape paper. And for this large doily, you are going to need this outside piece and this piece. And let me bring in the Big Shot. And today I just have the Big Shot platform, the thin die adapter, and a clear plate on the bottom. And I'm going to add in my doily, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this on the outside of that. And then I'll add another clear plate, and we're going to run this back and forth a couple of times. And I know that we have the magnetic plate. For me, it seems like some of these intricate dies cut better using the platform. And I know a lot of people's Big Shots are different, so you just have to do what works for you. And then a lot of times I also look on the back to make sure it looks like it's cut well. And this one does. So we'll go ahead and put this aside. And then I'm going to use my die brush to go over this and get a lot of those extras out of there. You can see they're coming out easily. So there's just a couple of little pieces, and they're coming out easily. Okay. Set that out of the way. And the next thing I'm going to do is take the 2.5-inch circle punch, and I'm going to punch a circle. And this circle is going to fit right under there and make that part a solid. So our next thing is to glue these two together. And I'm going to pull in my silicone mat and add some glue to that. I have my glue sponge, and I'm just going to sponge the back of this, and I'm going to try to keep it inside that circle. Okay. And I've used this before without cleaning it, so there's some sticky spaces on there. And then we're going to put that together. And look at your edges. You want, you don't want those sticking out beyond the circle. Okay. And you can see a little bit of the glue, but it's going to dry clear and it will be fine. And I'm ready to add this to my belly band. And I'm going to go ahead and just use the tear and tape since I have it here now. And you do want to use something that's strong there and will hold it. And then we'll just pull that up and add the doily to it. Now I like to center from end to end here, and then I want to get these bulges right here, the scallops in the center. It's a little hard to do when you can't stand up on top, stand and look down. There you go, there's that much. And let's go ahead and work on this saying. The Just For You is part of the stamp set. And what we're going to do is just take some scrap white paper, whisper white paper, and our gorgeous grape ink. And we'll stamp that. Just tap, tap, tap. And we'll hope I didn't get an edge on that because I did roll it a little. Okay. And then we're going to pull in the tailored tag punch and use that to punch out. We want to center that in there and punch that out. And for mine, I cut off a little bit of the edge of that. So I'm going to pull in my trimmer again, and I'm going to just cut off about 1/2 inch on that. I'm not going to worry about the other side because the stems will cover that up. So I'm just going to lay that there for now. Let's just go ahead and adhere. It might be about time for me to get some cutter blades, new cutter blades put on my trimmer. And I think that I got that a little crooked. Okay. Now we're going to work on the flowers. The flower is also part of the Dear Doily stamp set, and we're going to do that on our Big Shot, on our Stamparatus. And I just have a scrap of white that I know is going to fit where I put that. So I'm going to add my magnet down here kind of in the corner. And to color this, we're going to use our markers. The Smoky Slate is actually part of the neutral Stampin' Right markers. The Highland Heather marker is part of the subtles, and the Gorgeous Grape is part of the brights. So Getting a lot of those in there. And we're just going to color. Notice your marker has a big end and a small end, and we want to use the large end for this. And we don't want to use the tip of our marker because that's going to ruin it. So I'm going to kind of lean it over on the edge of the marker and color. So right now I'm doing the stem. Now the reason that I wanted to use the Stamparatus is because it's going to allow me to color this more than one time if I would like to. So now I've gotten the stem. I'm going to color the flowers here, and I'm using the side of my marker to color, and that is with the Highland Heather. And then I'm going to take my Gorgeous Grape and just add some highlights in there. It really doesn't matter. I didn't cover all of it, but a lot. And then we'll turn that and stamp. Okay, that looks pretty good, but I really think I'm going to go ahead and add a quick another coat. So I'm just going to Alright. And that's all of it. And we will stamp again. Oh, isn't that pretty? Okay. So we're going to set the Stamparatus aside. We'll be using that for the inside of the card. I'm going to pull back in my Big Shot, and the die that we're going to need is part of the doilies. So I've got that. The same plates that I mentioned before, and so I don't have the magnetic plate on. I'm going to pull some washi tape down and just hold that in place. Then we'll get the other plate and run that through. Okay, let me move that out. And for my card, I have 3 of these. I went ahead and did 2 in the essence of saving some time. So here are my other 2. And I'm going to put a little bit of Wink of Stella on these just to give them a little bit of bling or a little bit of shine. You can see this one, I didn't put quite as much of the darker purple on there. And my color is running just a little bit with this Wink of Stella, with this particular color, but you know what, I kind of like that, so that's good. And then since I did get some color, I may want to run it on my paper and get the extra color out. So now these are going to go on our belly band, and we want to make sure that when we glue these down, we don't go past these solid areas, because we don't want anything to glue to the card when we put the belly band on there. So I'm going to kind of see where to put some glue for that. And I'm trying to be pretty light with the glue. Okay, and we'll get the other 2 on. Oops, did I just get my hair in there? I think I say that every time I do a video. All right, and now we are ready to put the bow. Now I've made a bow already using the Organdy ribbon combo pack. Hopefully that is back in. They were hoping the date would be March 4th. If it's something you've been wanting, I would suggest you go look and go ahead and buy it immediately, or you'll have to purchase something in order to earn it for free. But I predict that once it's back in stock, it won't last very long. So there's our belly band, and we will slip that on the card there. Isn't that pretty? Okay. For the inside, I used The Words Can't Express How Much Your Kindness Touches My Life. That is from the same set. And I also used the Stamparatus for that. So I had that all positioned so that I can get that on the card. Again, you just don't know how solid your images are going to look sometimes when you're doing words. And you just want it to be good and dark and pretty. So I think I'll do it again. Now, I'm one of those people. I love making cards and I like sending cards. I don't like writing in cards. So when something takes up a lot of room on a card, that's fine with me. Now, the only thing left to do would be to add another flower to this. And what I would have to do, I think, is go ahead and pull this flower off and attach it to a block. And then you would just color it with the markers the way we did for the belly band. So I don't think I'm going to go ahead and do that again. I think you've seen it. So that pretty much goes over how to make this card. Here's the outside. Here's the inside. And I hope you'll try the gatefold and also the Dear Doily Bundle. Thanks so much. Any supplies you can buy from me, and my online store will also be linked to the video. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.